day's a day, a bad luck's always a coming my way.
It's a windy day in Malta. And today we're doing something both Jessica and I never thought in a million years that we'd ever get the chance to do. And that's visit Popeye Village. Yes, the town of Sweet Haven that was built for the movie Popeye, starring Shelley Duvall and Robin Williams. This is amazing. This is like a dream come true. You ready to go down inside the town and explore, line up shots, eat a hamburger or two? Just remember, you got to pay them Tuesday for a hamburger today. A lot of Sweet Haven looks exactly as it did whenever they made the movie, and a lot has definitely changed. Our task today is to track it all down and line up everything we possibly can, and above all, have fun. When we do these videos on YouTube, we like to bring the Laserdisc or the soundtrack with us on location. It's like taking something back home to where it was made. Now, sadly, we do not have a Laserdisc of Popeye, but we do have the vinyl. So here it is, back where they filmed Popeye, and oddly enough, where they wrote the music for it. They did everything here in Malta on site. Before we get too deep into the town of Sweet Haven, I want to show you the church that used to stand at the top of the hill. Now, if I remember correctly, there is some special features where Robert Altman himself, the director of Popeye, said that the church burned down towards the end of filming, and that some of the original buildings that they were using became rat infested. But the church used to stand right over here. And what's fun, there used to be a cemetery. If you watch the movie and you look close enough, you can see a cemetery up here as well. All of that is gone. It's crazy because when you watch the movie, you can clearly see some of the tombstones that are up here on the hill. And now it's just all overgrown. So this is inside the church. So they did take care of the village. They renovated it. They made it look all beautiful. There were new paint jobs, but the old church here, the ruins of the church, is just, well, it smells like somebody's been using it as a bathroom. Don't go inside. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, but the church that was here, well, basically the entire town was built for the movie. And it's really cool that they have these pictures of the church being built. And the fact that even though it burned, that it's still standing somewhat is pretty miraculous. As soon as you get your wristband, there's a little walkway that goes down to the town. There's all these different pictures here. Walt Disney Productions Popeye. In fact, it looks like they have pictures, almost like lobby cards on both sides of the walkway that goes down to the town. Again, both Jessica and I never thought in a million years that we'd actually get the opportunity to visit this place. So with that being said, a huge thank you to Popeye Village for having us out, or having us as guests. This is like a dream come true. Now, if you come out here to visit this place, especially during like the summer, it's kind of like a water park. I mean, there's no water slides or amusement park rides in any way, shape, or form, but you can actually walk through the actual sets, the real sets from the movie Popeye. They have shows with characters. There's food, there's hamburgers. You get to have, it's just a dream come true, especially if you're a fan of Shelley Duvall and Robin Williams. This really does look like a tropical paradise. I feel like we're actually in the movie. Now, the opening of the movie, you get a couple of different shots from down inside the town. We're going to do this a little bit out of order because the first thing that you see walking down into Sweet Haven is this right here. Now, if I turn the camera back over to the water, Anchor Bay, this is almost the shot, kind of, where you see Popeye rowing into town. and he passes that building that's in the water. That's the casino. That would have been right over here on the left-hand side of Anchor Bay. Past the buoy. And it looks like some of the dock is gone, but for the most part, it's all still here. So let's see here. Opening credits, and then we get the first song. And then we get a shot of the church up on the hill. Remember, we were just talking about that. And then we get a shot of the town of Sweet Haven from right about here. It's a little bit of like an aerial shot. You see this building on the left-hand side, that very distinctive roof? It's called the Seafarers Hotel. It still matches up. That's still here. It matches up perfectly. The next shot we get is from right about here, where you see everybody waking up and like coming out of their house, and Wimpy is actually coming out of Olive Oil's house, which is right in about the center of your screen. Pretty wild, right? The docks have definitely changed a lot over the years. In a lot of ways, they do not look anything like they did whenever they made the movie. But as Popeye is rowing in, we get a shot right over this way. And you see the guy up in the crow's nest watching Popeye roll in. I'm gonna zoom in as best as I possibly can, and hopefully this translates. But you see that roof right there, the chimney, as well as those two pipes sticking out at the top. Those are still here. Crazy, right? Even though there is some construction, it looks like we can walk down to the docks, which is awesome, because from down here we can get a decent shot of where the tax man comes out of. So Popeye is down here on the dock, and it's a comical scene. It's a comical scene. But if we get down here, there's this trash can, and if we look up to the left here, you see the money sign on the garage? You see the tax man on his contraption coming down a little ramp right there, down to pretty much where we are right now. When it comes to Popeye arriving here in Sweet Haven, and he standing on the docks, this is probably the closest today that you can actually get to the exact spot. But somewhere right over here is where Popeye was getting getting taxed. It's a very, very, very fun scene. This whole movie was very comical. I mean, it's based off of a comic. I mean, Popeye. When it comes to the stage shows or the courtyard shows, it looks like they do it right in front of the firehouse, which is identical to the movie. I mean, with a new paint job, and some things are a little different. Oh, this is so cool. So I think the show that we're about ready to watch or experience is called Stranger in Town. Oh, this is so cool. It's Popeye.
It was very long ago when the one-eyed sailor Popeye, no more than a stranger now, made his way back to his hometown. Oh, you call it a town? There's no other but that present that's easy to see. After a long time sailing, there was only one thought in his mind. Food. What does it for me? Popeye's appetite was so big that he could have eaten a whole whale. That dark individual, that pillar of hair and muscles, was the authority in town. His name was Captain Bluto. What I say, I'm sorry, I had a dream myself. That was a very special day for Captain Bluto. He was going to celebrate his engagement with the most eligible woman in Sweet Haven, Miss Olive Oil. is lost, the magic happens.
Get the wits out of me! Don't you see which direction I'm facing?
And it was love at first sight.
Wait! No, that's this way. Wait!
Wait a moment. Almost there. It's coming. And there we are. And that was the start of a long, long friendship. A little something to
That was beyond amazing,
Cutest thing I've ever seen.
right? I was getting goosebumps. I was smiling. I felt like a little kid watching the movie again.
Because the actor for Popeye has all the mannerisms down.
Now, Sweet Haven isn't really that big of a place. It's actually a lot smaller than what I pictured it. So we figured what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to watch the movie as we go along, as we go through the town, and then just try to track down the filming locations for each scene. So that brings us over here to Olive Oil's house. So at the end of the road is Olive Oil's house right there. It says the Oil's guest house, bed and breakfast. We're gonna go inside in just a moment. But before we do that, remember when we first got into this place at the very top, when we were talking about the church and the old cemetery, and how the cemetery is no longer there? So right over here, across from Olive Oil's house, is where the cemetery stands today. So the church might be gone. But the cemetery's still here. I don't think these are the original tombstones. Maybe some of them are, I don't know. I don't know if you can read what's on the tombstones because of how backlit it is. But the one on the left says, R.I.P., here lies my hope with Olive, love Bluto. The one in the middle, it has a cross on it. It looks like it says Ebenezer Scrooge. And then the one on the right says reserved for Popeye, love Bluto. Oh, that's fun. And check this out. You can see the backside of the tombstones glistening. They're fiberglass. They are not real stones. It's like movie magic, right? And then look at that. Just notice this. If you look at the roof of the Oil family house, what is that? It almost looks like chocolate and whipped cream, almost like a Hansel and Gretel house. The fun thing about this, you can actually go inside the houses. So this is the Oil's house. Some things have changed. I love the mailbox here, number 14. Looks a little different, but we're gonna point out some things. Now, the first one that I've noticed more than anything is they actually have Popeye's room down here on the first floor, but in the movie it's up on the second floor. Now this is fun. Right up here on the wall is the picture frame that Popeye had. It says, "Me, Papa." They have some blocked off areas, which makes sense. And I'm sure that there's a second floor, but for people coming here, fans of Popeye, they put Popeye's bedroom on the first floor so people can get to it easily. But this is just like a walk around the Oil family house. And a couple of the different rooms. Now, I love whenever they were here filming, again, mentioning the behind the scenes documentary. They were talking about the scene where Bluto comes in here and he's busting everything. Busting the windows, the chairs, the furniture. And then there's the scene where he's busting through the door. Then afterwards, whenever they call cut, he says, "Man, my hand really hurts." And they say, "Well, yeah, you actually busted through a real door. The fake one is over there." But you know what? With everything that has changed over time, for whatever reason, some things still remain the same. Like this window. And then there's this. I don't think that this painting is original to the movie, but it's a nice little nod because you can see this picture in the oil house. They really did change a lot. I mean, just walking into this place right now, it's really hard to tell what was original whenever they made the movie to what it looks like now. But it's nice that you can actually walk inside the Oil family house. This obviously isn't the same dining room table where they had that fun dining room scene whenever Popeye was sitting down, he was the guest, he was the stranger in town, and he kept getting up and sitting down, getting up and sitting down, getting up and sitting down. But the fact that we're in where they filmed it, where they shot it, this is blowing my mind. Toasting the cake? I want to eat some of the stuff here. I mean, look at this. The entire time that we're walking through here, I keep playing Bluto's song over and over in my head while he's smashing everything. He does that like little dance. It always cracked me up. When you watch it and you see this scene, you can see him kind of like grooving as he's walking through everybody. Now this is kind of cool. Now I don't remember in the movie there being a bookcase where the books come falling off the shelf. But there's a contraption over here. You can see the books are attached to like this metal, I don't know, like a pulley or a mechanism that pushes them out. I'm guessing right whenever like Bluto is maybe in the house, you know, breaking everything, that this was something that was supposed to be used, but I don't remember seeing it. So maybe it was just like a deleted scene. Pretty wild. And then right over here, there's a fireplace. Well, you can see some of the wood. Today, this house really is so different, but the shell of it is still here. I mean, Popeye's bedroom isn't up on the second floor, it's on the first floor. They pretty much destroyed this place whenever they made this movie. Really, the only thing that we can really say for certain that is still here from whenever they filmed it are those windows. The window frames as soon as you walk in. There's one on both sides. We're walking around doing our own tour, but you can hear off in the distance, they do have a guided tour. What's fun about it is they have characters, like people dressed up as characters from the movie giving you a tour of the place. But you can pretty much just walk around and explore and discover things on your own. You know, it's funny because it was a very windy day when we first started, and it turned out to be absolutely beautiful. You can even see a boat coming into the harbor here. Walking through the tour group, I overheard them saying that yes, the house was basically completely destroyed whenever they were filming. So in order for this to happen, so people can come here and experience Popeye Village, they completely restored it. Well, built it up. So that explains why it doesn't look exactly to the T to the movie. The windows are the same. Finding anything that matches to the movie has been rather difficult. But you see these windows right here. You can see like the steps that go down a little bit. You see the red frame of the windows. It happens very quickly, it's dark, but you can actually see Olive Oil and Popeye walking right in front of those. It's like this little ramp that goes down to the right. The ramp is no longer here. But they would have been walking right down this way. And then everything else is just too dark. Things have changed so much. But pointing the camera down here, you can see that there are some stores. And our best guess, you see where it says live bait shrimp or bait shrimp, live. The wording is a little bit different. But to the right of that is where the wooden staircase was, where the lady came down and dropped Sweet Pea in a basket right behind Popeye. You know what? I wonder if we walk down to the other side of the construction, if we can get a decent shot and see where the staircase once was. All right, so let's see here. Well, this is a lot better than over there. You can see the sign, the shrimp sign. The font is a lot different, but above it you can see how there's like this little patio, if you will. So from that end, right about there going down is where the circular wooden staircase was. That the woman comes down and she drops Sweet Pea right behind Popeye. You can actually see some of the windows of some of the shops, like the fresh oysters. That window is long gone. But you can make it all out, it's all here. Then backing up, you can see that's where the tax man was coming from. So it's all really, really close. Because so much of this place has changed, it's actually a lot harder than usual to do this filming location video. And I'm hoping it makes sense. You know, we do these things and you kind of do it blindly. I mean, you have an idea and then in editing, you put it all together and you hope that it makes sense and it's coherent. That mixed with it's so bright and sunny that it's really hard to see what we're filming. But I think we got it. I think we got it. When it comes to Popeye, one of the most iconic scenes of the movie is of Olive Oil, Shelley Duvall dancing. And she was dancing right where Jessica is right now. In fact, there's a behind the scenes photo of Robert Altman showing her how to dance. This is cool. I mean, so many people are walking by this bridge, going into the houses, getting pictures, watching the shows, but nobody's stopping and talking about this one spot. To me, this is gold. And maybe it's because we have that special relationship with Shelley Duvall, but I love this. I got goosebumps. Again, with the behind the scenes information. They were talking about Shelley singing in this scene, and they said that she didn't really have the nicest singing voice, but she did it in her own olive oil way. When Popeye moves himself and Sweet Pea out of the oil residence, he sets up a couple hammocks over here in the Sawmill area. In fact, right over where Jessica is where the hammocks were hanging. And we know this because if we look at this post right here, you can see this metal brace going across the top of it. So the hammocks would have been over there, which puts right on the other side of this puppet show. Yes, it's a kid's puppet show. This is where Popeye accidentally pushes the tax man down that wooden slide for the 89 cents off an unauthorized baby tax. Because this is technically a kid's area, it makes sense that they would have the slide blocked off. It's just funny that it's a puppet show. But you see this post right here at the top of the slide? If you look closely in this scene, you can see it in the background as the tax man comes up to ask Popeye about the unsolicited baby. Hey, where did the baby come from? You have to remember though, this isn't the Ritz. So if I point the camera down this way, let's see here if I can do this. Oh, in one long shot. Camera's heavy. How cool is that? Can you imagine if they somehow turn this into like a water slide so you can come here and you can just slide down it into the water during the summer? Oh, I'd do it in a heartbeat. We're now inside the Rough House, which had some pretty amazing scenes. I love that this place has all kinds of little shows. So there's a puppet show going on one side. They have little things that you can sit and watch. They have musicals. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It really is. You know, we came over here because we were hungry. We wanted food. We need to find a hamburger. Is that spinach? I'll bring it over here. Bring it over here. Let's see it. Show it to the camera. I don't want to eat me spinach. Don't want to eat me spinach. No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. This is a good time to talk about a lot of the extras that were in the movie. I mean, yeah, it had some big names. Shelley Duvall, Robin Williams, but pretty much everybody that they cast were like sideshow performers or like circus performers, showmen, if you will. And when you watch the movie, it really becomes evident because you see them doing all kinds of like pratfalls as well as like busting things over their heads. There's one scene where a guy is sitting at the table in this very room and they kick the chair out from underneath him and he's still sitting in the same exact position. It was like well-trained actors. They filmed the movie here, they built the sets, they built the entire town. They wrote the music here, they scored the music here, they practiced here. I mean, they did everything. It was like self-contained. I think it was like they went so far over budget, like at 30 days, that they were here in Malta for close to maybe like a year and a month, a year and 2 months, something crazy. We know that this building is in the same exact spot as the original Rough House, but I will say this, just like everything else in Popeye Village, if this is the original shell of the Rough House, they completely gutted and renovated the inside to pretty much make it last forever. But just walking around, there's really nothing that you can match up at all. Just knowing that this was a big room that it all took place in. And those are pretty big scenes in the movie. And there's a bar over there. Over in this corner, it probably looks the most like the movie, because you can kind of see like the little elevated area. That's where Bluto would have been sitting up there watching everything unfold, a big fight scene. And right over here, it says Popeye 1980. That's where Jessica was just at when she showed us the spinach, the can of spinach. Seems to be right around the area where Popeye would have been sitting. Now we are starving. We came here to the Rough House for food. We want something to eat, some hamburgers. You have to eat a hamburger here at Popeye Village. So we're gonna take a little break and get some food and then explore more. Walking over to get food, look at this. Commodore's Delight. Can of spinach, 12 cents a bowl. But we're looking for hamburgers. And I think we're going the right way because right over here it says Wimpy. See it? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Seafarers Restaurant open daily. All right, baby Cole. This has got to be like the coolest hamburger ever, right? Eating a hamburger at Popeye Village. This thing is massive. I thought for sure they were going to give us just like a patty on a bun. This thing's huge. You ready? 1, 2. You know what? Even if this was the worst hamburger ever, the fact that we're eating it at Popeye Village is amazing. Not everything here in Sweet Haven, Popeye Village, has something to do with Popeye. I mean, you would think that it would. But occasionally you run into things that have to do with the movie. Most of it is the cartoons. Like they have these cardboard cutouts or wood cutouts where you get behind them and your head is the character. It's fun. It's fun. There you go. A lot of the things here in Sweet Haven have to do with Popeye the cartoon. There's a museum here. I'm wondering if they have anything from the movie. There's a chalkboard here. So we're gonna go ahead and rate the Grim Life Collective. Oh, that's the sound. It's giving me goose pimples. The Grim Life Collective 2025. There we go. M&J, and a little heart. How fitting. It looks like most of everything that's inside the museum here has to do with the cartoon Popeye. Which, don't get me wrong, it's cool. But knowing that they filmed the movie Popeye here with Shelley, Duvall, and Robin Williams, you would think that they would have a lot more in that aspect. I mean, right now they're playing the movie here. It's like a little movie theater, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. And then right next to that, they got a miniature model of Sweet Haven itself. They even have the water right. The color of the water with those little black spots. We climbed the highest tower in Popeye Village, which gives us this beautiful bird's eye view of the town, like this building right here. Sadly, it's closed, but if we were to go inside, it's like a little nod, a little shrine to Robin Williams in memory of him. I was hoping that we'd be able to see it and hoping that they had something for Shelley Duvall, but not that I can tell. You can really see everything from up here. It's nice. And it looks like we're at the very top of the fire station. You can see the flag right there, and it's the flagpole. It is mind-blowing to me that we are here right now. All this way, a little kid from Pittsburgh moves to Los Angeles, has this crazy world on YouTube with the love of my life. We travel the world together. And at 45 years old, I'm walking through the village where they filmed Popeye in Malta. What more can I ask for? So this is inside the upper floor of the firehouse. Again, it's a movie set, so it's not going to look like the Ritz.
Come join us for our Take 2 movie making experience in the main.
You hear the ad for the movie making experience.
Starting in just 5 minutes.
It's just a glimpse into like a movie house. Look at that. Oh, this is cool. So, of course, if you know anything about making movies, usually whenever they build something, they build only what the camera is going to see. See the fireplace there? Well, not a fireplace, it's a chimney. There's nothing underneath it connecting it. It's just because you're going to see the chimney from the outside. You can see the bricks. Fake bricks. This is like a labyrinth in here. A maze.
Last movie today, you will be getting a movie experience.
Sound production, take 2. Action!
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now we're gonna start the last movie today. It will be the Take 2 movie making experience. And all of you are gonna be our actor, like Robin Williams, like Shelley Duvall. We invite you to take a seat here in the sitting area by firehouse for the presentation. We will start the presentation only in 2 minutes. Hello, sweetie. How are you? What's your name? What's your name?
And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time to Popeye Village in Malta, Sweet Haven. This has been amazing. We spent the entire day here. We went through alleyways in every building, lined up whatever we possibly could, and totally lived our dreams. And we had a hamburger, which is quite fitting. It was absolutely amazing.
I will gladly pay you for hamburger on Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Right?
But for me, it's more French fries.
And again, a huge thank you to Popeye Village for having us out. This has been a life-changing experience, and I'll gladly come back at any time.
Absolutely.
Till next time, happy Halloween. Boo.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.